sustained by the Supreme Court, only random drug testing for particular purposes can be allowed, but not a blanket mandatory drug testing even for candidates for public office. Now, focus on major offenders. This is another insight called from the major stakeholders discussion. We should have a program to address supply reduction involving major drug trafficking suppliers, and not just focus on the low offenders who are just users, who should be put into rehabilitation depending on their severity and not necessarily incarcerated, because there are instances of mild affliction that can be treated on an outpatient basis, not necessarily mandatorily confined in a drug rehab center. Now, support for reintegration, that is why it's very important that the rehabilitation be done in the community level, because the social support group is very much needed in reintegrating people back into society after they have been exposed to drug dependence. The last three are destigmatization and non-discrimination. We should understand this as a public health issue, and there should not be any stigma for an individual seeking assistance for treatment as a drug dependent. And finally, protection of human rights, that there should be mechanisms, as being pointed out now, to assure that operations, drug operations, are fully compliant with the constitutional dictates on the protection of human rights. And aspects of harm reduction also came out in the discussions, meaning alternatives to incarceration should be considered. It is not always that punitive measures will solve the problem, but more restorative and rehabilitative programs should be institutionalized, and instead of putting people in jail as the major approach to drug control. That's all, Mr. Chairman.
Congressman Santos.
Mr. Chair, if I may add, I would just like to ask a question to address a question to you, Sec Andres, regarding the post-arrest protocol. Because during the time of Secretary Boying Remulla, nagkaroon po kayo ng programa regarding the coordination between the PNP and the prosecution service para yung build-up ng cases po is matibay. I would just like to ask during the post-arrest protocol kung meron pong representative na doon sa site para yung cases po mas maganda. May mga fiscal na...
NPS ba?
Yes, they practice this in the developed countries like sa United States. Siguro napapanood natin sa TV yung mga district attorneys sa Amerika. Nandun sila sa crime scene. And parang doon papunta yung programa nyo, USEC, nung araw. So ito ba ay kaya ba ng manpower ng NPS to na magpadala ng mga prosecutors na on the crime scene? No? Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Well, just to inform the body on the legal framework, based on our Department Circular 20 on the case build-up policy, the law enforcement agents are given access to the prosecutors 24/7 whenever there are actual operations. And our prosecutors, whenever practicable, should assist them in the actual operations without being involved in the actual by-bus operation, but to guide them on the proper procedure and the constitutional requirements to be observed in the exercise of the by-bus operations. And although it is also a challenge with respect to the number of prosecutors available, it is a logistical question. But the legal framework is there to assure the cooperation between the law enforcement agents and the prosecutors to ensure effective investigation and prosecution.
Mr. Chair, malaking bagay po yan at it's good to hear from you, Sec Andres, yung balita na yan. So, we just, my manifestation also, Mr. Chair, to sponsor this amendment. Mr. Chair. Thank you. Yes, please. Thank you.
I think to add, no, I think Isaac Andres should emphasize the fact that it has led to a 93-point-something% conviction rate, diba? Kasi that's what's important eh. I think other than the fact na mataas na yung penalties, it's more of the certainty of conviction ang ang importante dito para mas matakot yung tao rather than the penalty itself.
Sir, if you want some data on the incarceration rate from the Bucor, actually 65%, I'm sorry, BJMP, no?
Right, sir.
65% of cases filed relating to this, in all cases are drug-related. So napakalaki pa rin po ng percentage, 65%. At yung congestion rate, dahil po less cases ng fina-file natin, we undergo case build-up, bumaba na ho from 386% in 2021 to 286%. Congested pa rin po, pero 100% po nag-decline.
Pero ano naman yung mga hindi na-file, it doesn't mean na it's not no longer being pursued, correct?
Yes.
It's just that you don't have enough yet to assure the conviction.
We continue to build up the case, and whenever it is ripe for trial, that's the only time we file it.
Okay. Good to know. Yusek Andres. No. Okay ka na? Yeah, go ahead.
Mr. Chair,
Congressman
Mo-
Encho?
move to adjourn the meeting.
Second, Mr. Chair.
I'd like to thank everyone for coming. The meeting is adjourned. Thank you.